and our YouTube channel, Finance Chapel. Okay, today we have discussed most of the things which was there in our financial well-being. If you have not done the financial well-being act, if you have not done your financial health checkup, please do it. The link is in the description below, and you can go there and you can do your financial health checkup. In this health checkup, the one question which I ask, like, are you paying your utility bills or any of the bills on time? Now, why this is very, very important to pay a bill on time? Anyone can type in the chat box why we have to pay timely. If suppose we are not paying timely, what may happen? Have you anyone experienced this? I was using my credit card. Sometimes I defaulted, not now, recently, maybe 4 or 5 years back, and I paid huge penalty for taking 500 rupees. For taking 500 rupees from the credit card, I paid almost 5,000 rupees. Okay, that is the one thing. And like sometimes even I paid, even for my society, when I paid a late maintenance fee, I paid a penalty as well for that. So have you all experienced this one? Have you all experienced this one? Yes, if yes, type what type of penalty you have paid so far. Type in the comment section or chat box. Okay. Today we will discuss how we can avoid this to paying a penalty, and what are some of the important tips we can implement so that you can avoid all these penalties. First of all, we will discuss about where you can avoid penalties, or what are the chances that you have to pay penalty or late. When you are paying late, what are the consequences you can come? Yes. Mahanagara Gas and Credit Card, Cherian sir says, yes. Thank you for that. Now, the first thing, your rent. How many of you are paying your rent? Maybe suppose sometimes you are not paying rent on time. Maybe your landowner or like the owner can come you and ask you, or maybe sometimes there are maybe very strict landowners are there. They will put you a penalty as well, or maybe an interest as well. There are many cases are like that. Second thing, like mortgages. When you are taking a home loan, when you are not paying on time, there is a penalty. Yes or no? There is a penalty. Okay. So next, third important thing, one, society bill. As I said, maintenance. If you are paying in a flat, and if you have to pay the maintenance bill regularly on a due date, our due date is 10. And if I am not paying before 10, I have to pay penalty for that. Okay. So next important thing, this is you can avoid late fee, you can avoid penalty, and maybe as yesterday we have discussed about loan. We have discussed more about loan yesterday. At that time, we have discussed foreclosure. That means pre-closure. When you are paying the home loan before your due date, there may be some banks are charging you some additional cost for that. You have to pay some additional cost for that. Make sure that you know all these things before taking any loan. Okay. So next important thing, when we come to the next second part, that is utility part. Now, what are the utilities? Make a list of all these things. Why I am telling, maybe sometimes you are just missing out, and maybe you are in a busy schedule and you are not able to make a note of all those things, and you are not able to pay on time. The first important thing may be electricity. Okay, everyone, we have to pay electricity, and now maybe in Karnataka government has made that about 200 unit, there is no electricity bill, of course, but if it comes, then you have to pay. If you are running a factory, then of course you have to think about your electricity bill paying at time. And here the best part, the worst part, not a best part, worst part is if you are not paying regularly, they will come and disconnect the connections also. This also happened to many of the people. So please avoid that. Next important thing, water bill and gas bill. As Sir Cherian sir has expressed that gas bill. Okay. Then internet connection. Internet people, like whenever you have an internet, definitely they will disconnect. They make a time, but later still you are not paying, they will disconnect you. Tata Sky, or maybe what services which you are using for your TV, they also disconnect immediately. They will not ask you, right? So these are the some of the things which you, and when it disconnect, it is very difficult that you may not think that, okay, what happened if it is disconnected? Maybe tomorrow I can go and call them and I can pay the bill. But just imagine, as you want to be financial planner, or you wanted to save a lot of money, how much time you are wasting when you again go and talk to the person and get the things done. And when you go and tell them, maybe they may not come immediately. So this may be a problem, and you are wasting a lot of your productive time. And you, of course, when you are losing your productive time, of course, you are not earning money. Okay. So that's why this is the second important thing, that is utility. And third important thing, very, very important, that is credit card payment. There is a due date. Before due date, if you are not paying credit card dues, then definitely there is a late fee and penalty as well. Anyway, you have to pay interest more, and again there is a late fee. And there is another option is there, like minimum payment. Please don't go for that. Why minimum payment? Minimum payment is like just to make sure continuing the services there. And when you, even though you are doing payment, they will put a additional interest on your payment which is pending. So make sure that you are paying the full amount and before the due date. Okay. Next important thing, loan. It may be a personal loan, it may be a vehicle loan, it may be education, or it may be like business loan, or it may be home loan. Why you have to pay before due date? Example, take an example of personal loan. If you have taken a personal loan from some person, and you have to pay if suppose you are not paying interest, he may wait for one more month. If he's a good person, he may wait for another more month, and third time place, and like he will take left and right for you. And definitely at that time, it is an embarrassing situation in front of others. So please don't create such scene in front of your house. It is not only impacting you, it is impacting, if you have a small children, it will impact them as well. So don't create such type of situation in your house. Next important thing is premium payment. Premium payments, very importantly, health insurance. You are not paying health insurance premium before due date, even though the company is giving 1 month grace period. I have made, this is a real life examples where people face the consequences like this. They have not paid the premium before due date. They thought that I can pay before another 1 month during a grace period. And at that moment itself, during a grace period, they got a claim and company has rejected. Now, why they are giving a grace? They are giving a grace period because you will get 1 more month to pay the premium, not to get the claim. So very, very important. Make a note of it. You pay premium before due date. It is an additional bonus they are getting, and with the continuity benefit, so that you can continue the services with same company. But make sure that you are paying before due date. Same thing happen in your life insurance premium as well. If suppose you are not paying a life insurance premium, and maybe continuously you are maybe 2 to 3 months, definitely when you are paying next premium, there is a penalty. You have to pay additional amount. Many a times nowadays, things online. And recently I have experienced, one person told me like this, he has not paid LIC premium on time, and he wanted to do it after, he forgot that actually, and he wanted to do it after 6 months online. But that facility was taken away, and he has to go to the branch, and there he has renewed. So again, think about it, how much time it will take to go there and renew your premium again. You have to stand in a queue. Your entire day may go. Along with that, if suppose is there any claim, definitely companies is getting one important reason to reject your claim, saying that you have not renewed your premium within the due date. So this is very important aspect of claim, because we don't know what may happen at what time. So death is uncertain, illness is uncertain, we don't know anything. So that's why make sure that when you have taken an insurance, you are paying a premium either maybe 15 days or 1 month before the due date. Nothing will happen. Okay, please make it sure that you are paying that one. Next important thing, subscription services. What are the subscription services? Maybe, as I said, maybe the Tata Sky, or maybe there are many. Maybe you are paying a newsletter. Maybe you wanted to stop that subscription. Sometimes you may forget and it is continuously coming, that newsletter, or maybe any other things. Even I have done the same time, because as I'm a coach, I'm using a lot of tools. And when I'm using the tools, maybe sometimes it may not be useful if I'm not paying for 1 year continuously. There are some tools which you can use for 1 month as well. Imagine the situation, you forgot to pay the, you forgot to stop that. If suppose if you are not getting it, if you don't want it, and definitely you are going to pay the 1 month extra. I'm saying because I was using Wati, that is a WhatsApp message sender, and I didn't use that, and actually wanted to stop it, but unknowingly I forgot that I have given for monthly subscription, and 2 months, that is not the small amount, 2,900 into 2 months, which is I paid extra. Even though that is a money, I would have used that money for something else. So what I have done a mistake, I'm sharing here, because you should not do the same mistake again and again. Okay. So these are some of the important things which you have to remember when it comes to the late payment, or you have to pay it on time. Okay. What will happen? What is the impact of all these things if you are not paying on time? Okay. First one, of course, you are paying a penalty. Second one, it will impact your credit score. If you are using a credit card, and definitely it is impacting credit score. Maybe by chance, next time you wanted to take any loan, at that time, every bankers, every financial service providers, loan providers, they will check your credit score. And if the credit score is not, yesterday I explained the same thing, you may be paying extra additional interest for that. Maybe like for some other people who are whose credit score is more, they may be getting lesser interest, but you may have to pay more interest for those things. So that's why maintain a good credit score. Okay, next, of course, it is a stress and anxiety. You are in a lot of mess, and you are delaying because of one problem. You are delaying all other things. So don't do that one. And of course, the very important aspect, there is a disruption in the services, or the disconnection in the services. Please don't do that if you want to use the services continuously. So pay all these dues before due date. Now, what is our tips to manage? Maybe you wanted to know how I can make it better, how I can pay regularly, so that I can avoid all these penalty and more interest. Okay, are you interested? Show me a thumbs up if you are interested. Okay, so the first thing, thank you so much for that. For the first thing, create a budget. Very important aspect of personal finance, create a budget. Now, why budget? When you create a budget, you will know that what are the expenses you are incurring every month and what date you are going to pay. Now, once you have created a budget, the second thing you have to do, set a reminders. Nowadays, everyone is having mobile. Everyone is having a mobile, and it is easy to set a reminder. Okay, every due date, or maybe make it, maybe one day you are keeping to pay the bills, every bills you are paying on one particular day by seeing maybe the 10th is a due date for maybe electricity bill, maybe your credit card bill, or maybe other things. Maybe keep 7 or 8 is a due date for you to do the payment, and keep a reminder so that one day sit at one place and do all the payments at a time, so that you will not miss out. So that's a very important aspect. Next, if it is possible, make it sure that do a auto payment. There is option to do a auto payment every month, so you can use that option as well. Next important thing, create an emergency fund. Now, what will happen? Sometimes you may not be having money pay on time. If you have an emergency fund ready, so then you can take out emergency fund for that payment of due date and everything. So that's why we always normally says that every month expenses into 6. that should be your emergency fund. You have to keep, so that even if they're getting your salary, even if there is a delay of getting some payments, if you are doing any business, then make sure that you are taking money from emergency fund and you are paying those bills, and again you are recovering that emergency fund after paying that money back to the emergency fund. Don't just remove everything from your emergency fund. Okay. Next important thing, communicate with your creditors. Why? Very important. Many a times things cannot go as you expected. So if there is any delay, it is a very good polite way you can go and tell your creditor that maybe, for example, we can take a rent. Okay. If you are not able to get the salary on time, or maybe you genuinely you had some of the challenges, there are a lot of good people are around you, but only you are not able to make it. So go and tell them that this is what it is happened, so that I will pay maybe after 15 days or maybe after 1 month, so that they also can aware what is your situation. Otherwise, they may come every time and they may disturbing you, and you are getting irritated, and you are passing that irritation or stress to your family. And it is a chain, like from one problem, and it is creating multiple problems. So please don't do that one. Okay. So what is the pitfalls you can avoid? Okay. The first thing, have a sufficient fund, as I mentioned. Avoid having insufficient funds. Okay. And a very important aspect, if there is a variable bill. What is the meaning of variable bill? Maybe one month you are paying some amount of money. Second month, maybe you are paying something else. Maybe, for example, your electricity bill or your gas bill. It may not be same. Okay. A gas bill may be almost same nowadays, but electricity bill, if you can take it out, it may not be same. So make sure that you are paying it regularly, not the auto pay. Like you don't do a auto pay there, so that you can pay by yourself, so that you can avoid all those things. Okay. Next, another important aspect, overlooking the billing errors. Even maybe your credit card bill, even maybe your bank statement. Many a times, because I was doing I was checking some of the statements of some people, like when for income tax planning, because the due date is nearby. Okay, my own relatives. I have seen that there are many cases they are paying some charges, which is they have deducted not one time, they have deducted 4-5 times, same bank statement, same month, and they are not aware about that. So this may be a small amount. You may be thinking, just imagine 295. They have to supposed to deduct one time, but they have deducted 5 times. How much more money you have paid the bankers? And you are not bothered to go and ask also, because you don't have time. You have not checked your statement as well. So make sure that every month, maybe you are downloading your statement and finding, is there any error? And if there is an error, go and ask the banker. So it may be like credit card bill also. Maybe there are some technical errors can happen. So find out and rectify those problems. And if suppose you are not services, please cancel it. Find out which are the services you were using. If you are not using, cancel it. Okay. And have a balance between automation and maintaining awareness. Have a awareness, simultaneously have a automation. And if some places it is relevant, you use automation. Some places it is not relevant. Have a awareness about those things and do it manually. Okay. Ultimately, it is your money. Your money is your responsibility, and involve your family members as well. Maybe they may be using some of the services which you may not aware about it. So sit together, have a nice discussion, and make sure that it is a collective effort which you are doing to save money. It is required for your family, and definitely you can wisely, when you use your money wisely, definitely you can multiply that money. Okay. How many of you are interested to multiply your money and save your money? Okay. Type multiply money in the chat section and the comment section. If you want to know more about these, some of the important hacks of personal finance, please follow us. Please subscribe to our channel and share it with others, so that like you, others also can become their own financial planner. Others also can aware about these small things, and they can start saving money in different ways. Okay. Thank you so much.